All right, we are here. Well, the Greyhounds are here.
It's okay, I got a shoulder for you to cry on, buddy.
I know. Well, the pendulum has certainly swung the other way since the last time they played. 3-1 right now for the Sioux Greyhounds against the Sarnia Sting. Shots on goal, wow, 14 for the Sioux and only 6 for Sarnia. And we saw it when they played the Guelph Storm the other night. They only got 2 shots on goal in one period. So what's the struggle out there? I wonder, what are you seeing from the Sting right now?
Well, no, what I see from the Greyhounds.
Look at the grin going.
As Pat Sadao would say, their offense is on point.
Yeah.
They're playing excellent hockey, but what Pat wouldn't like is the struggling Greyhound toughness. Their offense is on point, no question about it. Their defense lacking of.
Yeah.
Okay. When the Sarnia Sting gets a 3-on-1 and a 2-on-0 within a couple minutes of each other, that's not good. I'm shocked it's only 3-1.
Yeah.
Like, the Hounds goalie is saving them. Huge. But you can't always rely on your goal.
That's right. Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. And the Sarnia Sting, had a couple of breakaway opportunities, some really, I guess what I would call clean getaways, but didn't quite pan out for them. A couple of times that could have, we probably could have seen a tie game going right now if those were panned out. But one thing I know about the Sarnia Sting we have been observing is that they do have the capability. Well, obviously they know how to beat the Sioux Greyhounds, and they know how to turn things around. And the weakest point for the Sarnia Sting is over now. It's called the first period.
Yep.
And now the second period, which has always seemed to be their saving grace and a big part of their game, that's the next 20 minutes coming up here.
The second period is, I guess it's well known now for the last, I don't know how many games, they come out strong. So if the Greyhounds put up that big solid D and get tough, Sarnia Sting's in for a good fight.
Yeah, I think you could say the same thing for the Sarnia Sting as when it comes to the defense as well. Can't keep relying on the goalie the whole time there, and I think there is a few things that they need to work on. And it seems to be in the corners as well, where the Sting don't seem to be winning those outcomes.
Well, they are missing a key player, Hatcher.
Yep.
They are missing him, and he's known for grunting in the corners and grinding away, but you need all the players on point. And
and he's a big guy too, and he knows how to get in there and hit, right? And I think that's probably something that's lacking out there today too.
I think he's like 6'4" on skates.
Yep, something like that. I've walked by him a couple of times in post game, and it's like, hi,
hey, how you doing?
Takes after his father in that category for sure, right?
Yeah.
And he's been scoring goals for the Sarnia Sting as well, even as a defenseman. He's still been able to step in there when needed to help out the Sarnia Sting. So, yes, key point there that Kelton Hatcher is missing. We're not sure when we'll see him back.
Probably about, I think, 6 weeks. Separated shoulder.
Something like that, yeah. So, is that going to hurt the Sarnia Sting down the road? Well, we talk about key players on a team, right? But then we talk about, it's about a team. It's not just one person. But there are key players in a team. Yeah, we have to say that. But I've said it before, too, that when somebody like a Kelton Hatcher or a Ryan McGregor or Jostling are not in the game, it's an opportunity for somebody else to step up that maybe doesn't get the opportunity to do that, and now they step forward. Now, who is that going to be here on the Sarnia Sting? I'm not sure. Anthony Tobacco's out there today, and he's someone that I really keep an eye on out there. He shows up often when what am I trying to say? He's there to fill in the gaps, I think, a lot of the times.
Remember the gentleman I was talking about, a little 96, Mr. Voigt?
Oh, yes.
He had a couple of good opportunities to score a goal, and he got stonewalled by the Greyhounds, but he had some very good opportunities out there. He's a key player in that lineup.
Absolutely. Theo Hill's another one to mention in there. He had a couple opportunities there as well, but again, kind of blindsided by the Sioux Greyhounds out there. And honestly, like you said it, but we'll give kudos to the Sioux Greyhounds goalie.
Oh, yeah. He's standing on a slinky for a spine.
Slinky for a spine. Did you make that up?
No, I heard that.
You stole that. Okay.
I heard that in the late 80s, early 90s when Dominic Hasek was ripping up the NHL.
Right.
Yeah, and it's always stuck.
What are your thoughts on, let's shift gears here a little bit and go over to the NHL and talk about Mike Babcock. We've never really had any. Were you a Leafs fan?
Yes, I am. But the thing is with Mike Babcock is this. He coached the Detroit Red Wings, and anybody could have coached the Detroit Red Wings over those years, and they had.
You mean I could have done it?
Anybody could have coached them, and they could have won the Stanley Cup because they had all-stars. They have veterans on that team that anybody could have been behind the bench and they could have won. It's that simple.
Okay.
Now, when your team isn't listening to you and not playing according to how you want, and you suffer that way, bye-bye, you're out.
Yeah. Is that a relationship and a respect thing? Was there lack of that? Did you hear anything about that? I haven't read too much about it, but
they respected him, but they didn't. Like, they respect him as a friend because of what he does for the community, what he does for mental illness and stuff like that.
Right.
He's a huge advocate for Canadian mental health and all that stuff, which is amazing. But behind the bench, they didn't respect him, I guess, enough.
So where's he going to go?
You know what? I think he might hang it up for this year and just call it a day. And
well, he's doing okay for the next 3 years of his contract.
Wow.
I want that contract, right?
I don't know,
it's $23 million or something.
Highest
for the
paid
next
coach
3
in the
years.
NHL.
Well, I guess it's next part of it is filling in the shoes there, the Toronto Maple Leafs, and
I vote for Don Cherry for head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. All in favor? Just leave a comment below, right down there. Yeah, leave a comment
out there?
saying
Dan Vandenberg's out there saying hi,
Don
Dave.
Cherry for the head coach or GM for the Toronto Maple
Don
Leafs.
Cherry, who's that?
He is.
Maybe Don Cherry and Mike Babcock could do a podcast together.
Yeah, because he has his own show now.
He does.
He does.
Calls it The Grapevine. I believe Don Cherry and it's his son or sons that are doing it with him.
That's awesome.
And I haven't touched. Okay, here we go. I haven't touched a lot on this Don Cherry thing.
We know that.
And I'm that person that I don't typically like to react right away to these things. I like to see how things kind of flow out. I believe he's genuine when he said, what I meant was this. Okay. And one of the things he said, too, was that when you're broadcasting and you only have 7 minutes, we've already been on live longer than the Don Cherry's Grapevine.
Yep.
Okay, the Coach's Corner, sorry. 7 minutes to get. I know what it's like sometimes when you're talking and you just say things. Sometimes you're pressed for time in production and you just, and how many, okay. Were you offended, Danny?
No.
Okay.
Okay, now, here's my take on this. Okay. And a very, very good friend of my family from Sault Ste. Marie, Emily Thibodeau, she said, I put a post on my Facebook saying, I disagree with them taking away the name midgets out of hockey.
Right.
Now it's all under 14, under 13. That's fine and dandy. But she said words matter.
Yeah.
And I agree with her to a point. Okay, words do matter. Like, I might say something right now that might offend everybody that's watching your show.
Okay.
Or the way I said something. I'm not here to... I'm here for fun.
Right.
Don Cherry gets paid to do what he does, but Don Cherry's been doing this longer than I've been alive. And if you've watched him all of these years, you understand what he means. Now,
he's 85 years old. He comes from a different generation.
The younger generation don't get... They go by his wording, and that's it. The older generation, like our generation and above, they understand what he means. And he does not mean anything. He's never there to be a negative person.
If you read online, usually I call Google the graffiti wall of the world, right? You kind of got to filter out the good from the bad.
Yeah.
If you read online or watch any videos that have been put out about this, no matter what the media has done, I have yet to see anybody say Don Cherry was a horrible human being.
No,
nobody's. In fact, they're coming out and saying and making a point of saying the opposite. That he's a very genuine character.
He went behind not behind enemy lines, but he was right in there visiting camps, visiting people, and they're like, "Darn, we got to get you out of here. We're going to be under attack." He's like, "I ain't going anywhere."
Yeah, right.
I read that on not on Sportsnet because I don't watch Sportsnet anymore. I read it online.
Are you boycotting them?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
I blows my mind. I've heard people have canceled their cell phone contracts,
Yep.
even if they have to pay a penalty to get out of it.
Yep.
And it's like, wow. So something I learned a long time ago is words do matter, but people won't always remember what you say, but they will remember how you make them feel.
Oh, for
and
sure.
I think that's one of the components in all of this, that there is feeling involved, and that's where I'm offended, whatever. You know what? In this world, you will be offended. You've been offended before. I've been offended before.
For sure.
How we react to it and handle it, I guess, is the difference, right?
Like
I see a lot of political parties stand up and do this and that and the other too. And anyway, we could do a whole show on it.
For sure.
And I might have some news for you coming up next time we're back here after the second period, because they are back out on the ice. We're going to have a special announcement for you. Something's coming up in January that, Danny, you may want to be a part of as well. It is 3-1 right now. Sioux Greyhounds currently
Hound Power.
There you go, over Sarnia Sting with 1. And they're underway now. For the show live on location, I'm David Burrows and my friend Danny Coccimiglio. We'll talk to you soon.
Hi, Mom. Love you.